Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Browsy. I'm Jeremy, and today we're taking a look at Heroes of Gaia, which is sort of like a more traditional, well, I say traditional, I mean more commonplace type of browser-based MMO gameplay. Uh, it has more of the more common aspects that you'll find in a vast majority of browser-based MMOs. But uh, I that doesn't mean it's bad necessarily. And actually, this is one that I kind of like. It's a I think it just handles things. Maybe they're old and worn out things like the typical kind of clicky turn-based kind of action, but I think it handles it all pretty well and in a slick interface. So this is pretty much my main dude, and these are my heroes. I have a ton of them here, but I haven't really been leveling a whole lot of them. And I just want to run through this like the first episode, kind of just a what's what kind of deal, kind of so you can kind of see what the game's like. The point is to kind of play the game, try out the game vicariously through Browsy, and that's hopefully what will come across to you in this. But to get started, after that lengthy intro, this is the world map, and I'm looking for something to fight because it takes a little while to sometimes to reach an enemy and to fight it, and I want to just do that real quick. As you can see, I'm looking through and I'm quickly paying attention to how many stars it has and the color of the name, see how powerful it is, and I'm fairly weak. There's that one I could definitely kill. So let's just do it to do it, and we'll see what happens. So we can click on it, hit attack, and we get all this information, and I can choose what castle I want to attack from. As you can see, I have my main, and I just recently occupied an undead castle, so I haven't even really leveled anything except the storeroom and that. So you can have multiple castles, each with all their own buildings and same tools and functionalities as the one you start with. And I can pick my heroes, any hero I want. There's Olivia, and I could pick Matina, but she doesn't have an army. As you can see, this is my army I have already assigned. Here's the travel time. It'll take 14 seconds. So that one's pretty doggone close. Oh, that's right above my castle. That's why. So this is kind of neat. I like the art style in this. The aesthetics all the way around, actually, even when I'm looking at the main interface. And here's the battle screen, which is kind of an interesting turn-based. You could sit here and just watch it play out, basically. Or I could leave the command post. I don't think that's actually retreating. It's just leaving back to the world map. So then I could go and attack other things with other heroes to do kind of a simultaneous dilly bob. But I'm on the left, they're on the right, and you even get skills, which I'll show that off as well. So I could hit this skill for all enemy units, defense decreased by 6%, and I might have hit that at roughly the wrong time, but it'll still work. I mean, it's a level 1. I could fight a level 2 or 3 easy with this hero, because I'm level 29. And here we go, we won. I've gotten a little over 3k experience. I even won a few resources. Woohoo! So I just hit close and you automatically return, or the hero automatically returns. And let's go back. Let's look at the mini-map top right here. You can see different colored things denote different buildings. These are other castles by different players. This one here is an elf castle, so it's sort of an unoccupied castle, but I'd have to go like fight a certain level army, and then I could occupy it, and then add that to my list of castles. And there's stars. Stars are places you can sort of visit once every so often. Let's zoom down here and find it. This is the windmill, and there's these buildings all over the place. There's a water wheel, a windmill, other dungeons that you can just simply visit to receive random resources, sometimes gold, sometimes other stuff. You can do this once a day, visit this. I could go ahead and hit visit and say, yes, visit. And then, whoops, I've already visited this building today. So I can't do it twice a day, but I can go around and look and maybe look for treasure to loot and see the level of it. To see. Now I have another guy who's a little higher level than Olivia that could probably take that. And this one I can win like artifacts and items. You have gold, all kinds of stuff you can get. Now you also have these buildings, just like any resource. If you look at the top of my screen here, here's my lumber, this is my ore, then I have sulfur, then I have crystal and gold. And when you start out, you can produce a low amount of each. And mine's still pretty low, but I went out and I captured one building of each. I already have all of these things captured. So if we look here, we can actually check on my status. Enter. If I go to Town Hall, which I have at level 8 now. Oops, not that. All I have to do is hit Kingdom above this main little picture of my kingdom, my castle. So it's showing me I've got 2 of 2, which I currently have a limit. That could go up because you earn fame, and as your fame increases, you unlock abilities and multiple revenue streams and stuff like that. Here's my buildings and their current levels, and I can view them from here if I want. That's just an option. Here's my heroes, and here's the resource mines I have. Now, besides the aesthetic of this that I really like, one thing that kind of keeps me coming back is the heroes. The way the heroes work, and the way you can train just thousands of units, and then you can have like just you saw how many heroes I have right now. Like I have all these heroes. Each of these heroes, as they level up, they can have a larger and larger army. If I look at Olivia, my troop value here is currently 91,000 out of 525,000. And as you can see, these are the guys I have that are adding up to equal that 91,000 value. So I could actually add a whole bunch, like maybe some of these dudes down here. I could just click and then click up here and add or trade them off. And if I wanted to do something like, say I want to juggle heroes and keep taking them out and fighting them and leveling them up, but I don't want to have to keep waiting to hire a large enough army. This is a way for me to quickly switch armies, the entire army, right over to this other hero, and then I can take him out, bring him back, switch him back, and back and forth, yada yada, like that. Let's see. Oops, let's go to the hero tower. I can appoint a defending hero, which I think I have currently my best guy right here, Mobley, appointed. So what that does is, if I get attacked, Mobley and his army that he currently has, let me find him here. This is my level 43, and oops, actually, I need to assign an army. But he's the defender, so if another player attacks me, the dude will be defending. But this is what I was talking about how cool it is. All these heroes are all like individual, fully fledged characters, all with their own skills you can get, assigning special scrolls, their own complete equipment lists, on and on and on. And you can have just so many of these heroes, like not to beat a dead horse, but like I've shown a couple times already. And they each can have their own set of armors, and here's an second equipment list for even further equips. Here's the skills I've assigned. I don't own a lot of skills yet, so most of my heroes all have similar skills. But I can always go to the Magic Tower and learn more castle skills. Or hero spells, and this is where they are. I currently have about as many as I can get right now. But if I upgrade it, it will, basically what it says here. It'll increase research level skills, and heroes also increase. Over here, graveyard is where you would, learn or hire new troop types. Mine's not too bad. I'm clear up to Lich Kings, which I'm training a ton of them right now. As you can see, I've got 237 left. It's going to take, it started out taking something like 20, what was it? No, I can't remember now. But it took it was probably double that, I think. And it takes a long time. But I don't mind that. I don't mind getting these time management city builders that take a long time. And like I said, there's a lot of stuff that's kind of old school and maybe kind of worn out, because there's so many browser games out there that are that have these mechanics in them, and that people are kind of, these city builders are like, oh no, I've got to click on this and click on that and blah blah blah. Yeah, they all do that. And yes, this sort of does that too, but it does it to a very deep level. It has a lot of depth, sort of like another one called Ministry of War. But I think this one, I don't know, I keep coming back to this one because even from the day I started, I was able to start leveling stuff up, and even though it took a long time, and it really does take a long time, I started discovering how deep it got, and I was really having a lot of fun with hiring new heroes and constantly monitoring them and checking them out to gear them up all separately and individually, and then hire all these troops, and then that battle screen, and then I could immediately come out here and have a little bit of kind of real-time control over things, like I could just come out here and attack this, and I could choose, I'll choose Olivia again, and just get into it. And I thought this battle screen was kind of neat. I mean, you can just let it go, and on lower levels I've been doing that a lot, but you can do things like, I could select up here in the top left, I could select my vampire dudes, and then I could do standby, go backward, attack, or focus. So I could focus there. So I could sit here and I could go through all of my units. If I maybe another player had like a super powerful army of like 300 dragons, and I'd be like, oh man, I gotta take them out first. I could go and focus all or many of my units and focus them right to attack just that dragon. So you have, and then you can keep popping these skills or spells. So you have a little bit of manual control. So it's like auto battle with a little bit of manual, abilities to it, which, I like that. I don't know. I just like it, and I just like how I just like the particular way it shows the fight. It's kind of fun. Like I said, A lot of it to me is aesthetic. This world map even is kind of neat. For some reason, it just kind of feels like a tabletop, miniature board game. Like Warhammer or something. So I think it takes all these old, tried and true, if not worn out, gameplay mechanics, but I think it smashes them all together in a nice way. So I've been playing this for a long, long time. It's kind of one I just visit once in a while. At this point, it can really take a long time to earn enough resources to do anything. It does have a cash shop. It has a thing called VIP, so you can buy the silver coins, then spend the silver coins on the VIP special, which will all of them will unlock 2 queue lines for everything. Basically, if you play for free, you can only build one thing at a time. Like right now, I'm leveling my Palace of Darkness. I'm an evil guy, by the way. You can be like more good, like a knight, and then your whole background and the whole image for your screen will be different. And you can take some kind of like an elven class. I took the more evil-looking one, but I have about 3 hours left on that, and I cannot level anything else. Like here, I could show you. I could try to level. Well, I can't do that. If I tried to level something else, it would just tell me I couldn't. Right now, though, I'm low on sulfur anyways. But if you pay VIP, you can level 2 buildings at the same time. You can level 2 skills at the same time. Let's see. Let's try. I could increase my crystal output and start that going. It'll take 13 hours. You could pay for speed ups. That's pretty typical for these kind of browser games. There is a shop here, and it has a whole bunch of cards, so you can literally buy resources. I could literally buy. They sell them sort of like as cards. You can also PvP at many different levels. I could do a beginner's, which is levels 1 to 20. Here's medium, 21 to 40, and so on. I could do some of that. Back to the world screen. There's so many different things on here, but I can't really get to them yet until I'm much higher level. But there's basically what amounts to instance dungeons in here. So I was hoping to find one. They're stars. Every special little thing here is a star. Let's see if we can. There's something down here. Here's something here. This is the Undead Tower, place where the undead, blah blah blah. And they should give you an idea of what strength you need to be. There's ones also. There's like a Babel Tower, which just has almost near seemingly endless, or either that or just a whole lot of levels, and each one, and you just start fighting and you just keep fighting and keep fighting unless you decide to quit, and you can win a bunch of cool items from that, but each level gets increasingly harder. There's other dungeon type thingamabobs. I could come out here and just fight for extra deposits of resources. Here's a dragon palace, and you have to be pretty powerful for this. There's three levels: regular, elite, and boss. But it says don't recommended to start challenge only after troop forces surpass 5 million. So that's kind of insane, but I like how deep it can get, and imagine you can do all of this just with one castle, but yet you can get multiple castles, so you get to you can just have a ton of stuff going. Eventually, the game, it's sort of like what I always say when I look at my camera. I have a camera that can grow with me, so I might, even if I get better and want more out of taking pictures, the camera has that, when I'm ready. And I think that's what this kind of game is like. It's kind of just, it's really deep, and you can just kind of keep having fun with it however you want. And then when you're ready to grow and start doing more, like actually getting into like the dungeons, or seriously running dungeons a lot, or just, joining a guild, getting into ranked PvP and stuff like that, you can, it's there waiting for you. So, and there is attacking and defending from other players. I haven't had to defend from anybody yet. I don't think anybody even cares. I'm probably not even worth it to people. But that's going to about wrap it up here. This episode went a lot longer than I wanted it to or planned it to. But that's kind of a look at Heroes of Gaia, which is, like I said, it's sort of like an old school style. It has all those old elements that a lot of people are tired of nowadays in the browser-based MMOs. The time management, the city building, it has all that. Like, I'd have to click and upgrade and blah, blah, blah. But it has some other things that are slightly different. Their own kind of, their own take on it. And I think they divided it up in all these elements, and they put it together all in a really nice way. Personally, I like it, and I'll probably continue to play this for a long time. But and it's in a really nice package. It looks nice. Everything functions well. You can have your quests here. You can have your male and male people here. I can look at my Lord, which is Mobley. And, you have your rankings, you have your mail, you can, like I said, you can look at your troops, there's a little chat, and there's just, there's even little things I could turn off the names, and a little bit of functionality. And there's more to it than just what I've shown off in this episode of Browsy. But, that's more for serious exploration of the games, and that's not really what Browsy is about so much as just letting you, the viewer, vicariously try the game for the first time through me. So that's going to wrap it up, and stay tuned for next Wednesday's episode of Browsy. I'll be showing off an interesting, if not clunky, operating little browser MMO called, and I'm going to get this wrong, Einherjar, or whatever. It's called Einherjar, the Viking's Blood, and it actually sports true tactics, turn-based tactics gameplay, sort of like those older Nintendo DS little tactic games. Something along the line of Final Fantasy Tactics or Ogre Tactics, things like that. It has that in it, but it is mixed in with an really old school city builder, and it's got its charms and problems, which I'll go over next Wednesday. So stay tuned for that, and until next week, I'll see you guys later.